It's your girl Naja Lee, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Lens TV. We finna get right into it. You know what today is, so we gonna unpack that game. We gonna break down that game, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what's been going on right here in the WNBA. It's been a little messy. It's been a little all over the place, but we're gonna get into it from a conscious level right here on Beyond the Lens TV. Her court, her rules, conscious WNBA coverage brought to you by none other than Freer Lenz, a lifestyle brand empowering intentional living and encouraging all creators to live with purpose and intention. Listen, as you know, I'm a huge Aces fan, and my girl Asia, she on my wall right in front of me. You can't see that, but she's a dog. So we gonna go ahead and break down the game. Let's take it back a little bit. Okay, so they open at this Saturday at the Liberty's house. Okay, they the defending champs, so they got they rings and whatnot, they banners and whatnot. So salute to them. Salute to the first championship in the Liberty organization. So it was good to see. I mean, I've been around the WNBA since the beginning. I know I might look like the WNBA is older than me, but I am older than it. Okay. And so when I was a youngin', I remember the teaspoons, you know what I'm saying, the Becky Hammonds. I remember the backcourt. And I also remember them playing up against my faves, the Rockers. And usually Liberty had the upper hand, but that kind of was the same against the Aces. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. However, let's get into it. I watched the game in its entirety. I'm gonna tell you some things about the game. Okay, so here's a starting lineup for the Aces: Kia Stokes at center, Asia Wilson, obviously. Okay, power forward, but um, her game is evolving. Okay, we're gonna get into that. Chelsea Gray, point guard, starting. Jackie Young, she's your small forward, your switch guard. She could play a little bit of two, and if it's a mixed match, she can kind of get down in the post against a power forward, here and there. And then you got Jewel Lloyd starting as a shooting guard in replacement of Kelsey Plum, right? Okay, let me tell you what I don't like. Kia Stokes, same issue that I had last season. She's always posted in the corner, waiting for the pass, the outlet pass, or when the ball swing, swing, swing. She's always waiting for that pass as if she's a knockdown, don't leave her open shooter. She's not. You're gonna want to leave her open. So to have her in the mix on the offensive side of the court, and she's not really effective, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I see why she's the starting center. You need somebody else aside from Asia, but she's got to be able to defend too. Like, you got to have quick enough feet that you can switch off on the guard. If necessary, you got to be able to block shots. Against the Liberty, she had 0 block shots. 0. Matter of fact, against the Liberty, there were a total of 2 block shots on the team. 2. You guess who had one of them? You already know Asia. I mean, Asia actually should be averaging somewhere around 2 blocks a game, but we're gonna get into that. It's just game one. So for the starters, I just didn't like how we have Kia Stokes in the offense. She can't be hovering around the 3-point line if we expect her to also be on the glass. Now, she had 3 offensive rebounds. Shout out to her. She left the game with 7 rebounds, 1 assist, no blocks, no steals, 3 fouls. Okay. I mean, at least give me 5 fouls. You gotta at least give me 5 fouls. You gotta at least put somebody on the floor. Especially when Jonquel was out here getting her business, and Breanna Stewart was on the switches. I mean, it was just in the paint going crazy. So Kia Stokes, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, I guess we just biding our time waiting until, the injured players get into the rotation. So there's that. Let's get into the shenanigans though. I didn't like Jewel Lloyd's. Like, she was 2 for 10 and a -19 in the plus minus. Um, she's not a new signee. Like, we been got her, right? Or, we been traded for her, or she's already signed. It wasn't just yesterday, right? My confusion is, I can't even get my words out because I'm so damn confused. My confusion is, what's her role in the offense? I thought coming into the game that she was going to have to adjust how she plays a little bit, because you are taking the shoes of Kelsey Plum. Now, Kelsey Plum operates as a second ball handler, so she was our starting point guard for a while when Chelsea Gray was injured. And even when Chelsea Gray is on the floor, or even on the bench, she can get her own bucket and initiate the offense, especially when it comes to spacing. I just felt like watching the game, Jewel Lloyd didn't know where she wanted to be, where she should be. And I think we'll see a better transition this game. But, I mean, you're a veteran. It's like playing pick a basketball. You could put me on the court with 4 strangers right now. I know what to do. Once we run down a little bit, once I understand what's going on the court, who can do what, it doesn't take long to figure out who can do what. But you're professionals, and you've been in the game, and you're playing the team. They didn't really have any new players out there. We know what's going on. We know what Cloud gonna do. She's a gritty, do whatever's necessary to get the job done player. High IQ, understands pace, understands space, understands personnel, who needs to get the ball when, where, and how. Why is it that why is it that Cloud can come in and be the extra ball handler and getting in the team on a brand new team, right? Brand new team. And they got a point guard. Okay. Shout out to Sabrina. I expected Jewel Lloyd to kind of do similar things. Like, we're not expecting you to come out and average 10 assists. But when you're on the court with A'ja Wilson, one thing that I did see is that, again, with the spacing, there are moments where A'ja was trying to, get her one off, right? She got the ball, she in the high post or the low post, and nobody is moving. I mean, there are no back cuts, there are no off screens, there are not even screens on the ball. When you're in the high post, you can still screen. You could still screen the ball from the high post, from the low post. You could still set a backdoor screen from the. So to get Jewel Lloyd more active in the offense, I feel like she needs to be the main screener. We need her to be initiating the offense without having the ball in her hands, because we know what Chelsea Gray gonna do. We know even Dana Evans coming off the bench can have the ball in her hands and initiate that offense and also get her own bucket. So here's what I'm saying. Long story short, I don't want to see Jewel Lloyd and A'ja Wilson on the same side of the court on the offense. I feel like it's best strategy for Jewel Lloyd to be on the weak side, the opposite side. So when A'ja is doubled, she can kick that cross court pass. She can see over most people. Okay. And she's a hell of a passer. So she can kick that pass across, okay, to Jewel Lloyd, since she just want to be in the corner on the 3. And also, A'ja attracts so much attention. If Jewel Lloyd is on the opposite side of the court, that allows Jewel Lloyd and Jackie Young to now play a 2-man game even without the ball. The thing about it is, you don't have to be a ball handler to understand how you can run the offense without the ball. There's a lot of times as a point guard, you don't necessarily have the ball in your hands, because when you're on a team with scorers, your job is to get them the ball. So when the ball is not in your hands, that doesn't mean that the offense stops. And so Jewel Lloyd has to understand when Asia and Chelsea have the ball, your job is not to sit there and wait on it to get it. If the ball ain't coming to you right now, it's simply because there's no lane for us to either get you the ball or you ain't open. So in the offense that was led by two ball handlers who can get their bucket and get open and pass the rock, I'm gonna need Jewel Lloyd to step it up. So that's what I'm expecting to see tonight. I'm expecting to see a little bit more fluidity and spacing in the Aces offense. Okay, now let's get into who they're playing. They're playing the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun opened their season against the Mystics, right? I think because the Mystics recruited damn near half their team in the draft, uh, I think that they might have slept on them a little bit. Oh, they rookies, they ain't gonna be, you know what I mean? But when you got rookies and you got some smart vets, baby, that's all you need. Brittany Sykes can get her own, right? She been holding down DC for a minute, so she can get her own. Citron, yo, I knew Sonya Citron had what it takes in for college basketball. But I didn't really know. I didn't know what to expect from her on a professional level. Let me show you something. Baby girl had an amazing entry. Okay, to welcome to the WNBA party. Baby girl was doing what she needed to do. What I really appreciate from her is the fearlessness. The fearlessness. Okay. She just really didn't care who was checking her. Oh, you somebody? Watch this. I'm gone. The speed, and she was off from her 3-point shot. When she dials in on the she was 5 from 10. Okay, 5 for 10 from the field. None of those were threes. She missed 3 threes. So you think somebody who was lights out at Notre Dame, you hit her with the pass and she's open, more than likely you're fighting the air because you're like, oh, she probably gonna make that. She missed 3. But guess what? Her energy, her IQ. I expect Notre Dame athletes to be smart. I expect Notre Dame women's basketball players to be even smarter. I mean, they just know what to do. They understand the game, right? So I didn't see issues with her trying to figure out what she gonna do. Give me the ball. Give me I know what to do. I'm gonna tell you something. Kiki, I mean, Kiki just a dog. We all knew that. We knew that she was gonna be a dog in the pros. We knew she been a dog, but I guess I just didn't know that it was gonna turn over that fast. Game one. Game one. So the people didn't scout them. Okay? The people didn't scout them. Okay? It's a problem. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. So uh with the this ain't even about DC, but I just wanted to say with the Citron and the Kiki, the pick and roll, and just how they already have a good amount of chemistry. It's like they've been playing with each other for about 3 years now. They've been playing with each other for 3.5 minutes. The chemistry is there. Wait till next season when they get their bona fide point guard in. Wait till Amore get on that team and you got Amore, you got Citron, and you got Kiki, and you got Sykes. I ain't even gonna hold you. Englister, am I saying her right? Ingster, something like that. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I like her game too. Like I like, on the debut when they played against Atlanta Dream. Maybe not so much when they played against the Sun, but when they played against Dream, I liked her game. She was aggressive. She had great defense. She was pressing the ball full court. I love all that energy. So I think that's gonna be a good look. But that's beside the point. Connecticut Sun, I think they're gonna get blew out today. I'm just saying, I think they're gonna get blew out. I like JC Sheldon. Um, I love her game. She's strong. She's smart. I like. How can you not like Mabry? Another Notre Dame female athlete. I mean, got game. Uh, Lindsay Allen. I ain't never really been a fan of Lindsay Allen. To be honest, and this is no disrespect to her, there's a lot of women that did not make teams, and I just be confused as to how she keeps making teams. I mean, she was terrible in Chicago. Um, her health is always, up and down. She's, you know, it just ain't worth it to me. So that's beside the point. Tina Charles is Tina Charles. She's a future Hall of Famer. She gonna do what she gonna do. I just don't think they have enough weapons. I also don't think that they can defend what's about to happen today. Jackie should be a backup point guard, to be honest, for the Aces. It sounds crazy, but again, another Notre Dame athlete. She's smart. She understands Becky Hammond's system, and she's been there since the beginning. So I feel like when Chelsea is not on the court and when she is on the court, there needs to be another dominant ball handler. So instead of her waiting on the ball to swing to her, or waiting for the double team to trap with Asia and then to kick out and her breaking somebody down, I feel like, this is just my personal opinion, that Jackie just need to bring the ball up. Let Chelsea take the ball out. Let Jackie bring the ball up and get the sets going. Let Chelsea start on that lower block. Since Kia Stokes gonna be on the wing anyway, doing nothing. Let Chelsea start on that low block. Okay, let Asia start at the high post as if she about to come set the screen. Let Chelsea start on that low block and do a little L cut. And if that cut to the wing, if they playing it a little too aggressive, backdoor it. I just feel like there are so many weapons just between the 4.5 starters that we got that are now I'm gonna say 3, because Jewel Lloyd not really acclimated with the offense yet. So for the 3 starters that we do have that know the offense, let the ball be in their hands. If Asia bringing the ball up from the rebound, let Jackie bring the ball up from the rebound too, and not bring the ball up just to pass. No, bring the ball up. No, set, run, fist, yeah, square, triangle, whatever the call, red 42, whatever the little play call is. Get into the action from another dominant perspective that's not Chelsea Gray. Okay, we know what the point guard gonna do, but what happens is when they are overplaying the point guard, it just takes too long to get into the set and or to get the ball to Asia. They not gonna do that with Jackie. She's big, she's strong, and faster. My girl Chelsea, I know she was dealing with some injuries last year, foot injury last year, so I'm glad she's made a full recovery. And she had a great run in Unrivaled. But I think the dark horse is always going to be Jackie. I think they struggled last year in the playoffs because Jackie wasn't 100. So you can have a 100% Asia and a 100% Chelsea and still lose. You can. So what we need to find is, because we used to know, not having Clark coming off the bench, Hayes coming off the bench, those are big blows. And both of them can handle the ball, initiate the offense. I mean, Clark is not like, oh, I'm about to. But if it's 3 seconds on the clock or 4 seconds on the clock, she can get to her spot and get the shot off. or get to the foul line. We know what Tiffany Hayes can do. She gets to the left hand, it's over with. She can get to the bucket. She gets to the mid range. Her 3-point wasn't the best, but you're not going to leave her open. You're not going to leave her open because she is still a scorer. And the fact that she's aggressive on the glass, I mean, I guess as an Aces fan, I just didn't know how depleted we were going to be entering this season, especially due to the injuries. So, who I got for today? Aces against the Sun. Well, of course I got my Aces. You know what I mean? I think that today is going to be a game where they get the little cobwebs off and get into Aces basketball. You know, and it's a home game, so the energy is going to be there. The crowd is going to be there. I believe every game this season, every home game is sold out. I know that's what it was when I tried to get tickets, but that was like towards this last winter, just December's time. So I don't know what's going on with the tickets now, but what I do know is that I lied. It's Connecticut's home game. My bad, Joel. My bad. It's Connecticut's home game. Still don't change my mind. I still got the Aces. Matter of fact, let's look up the schedule. Let's look at the Aces schedule this year because so Friday is the first home game. They play the Mystics Friday. That should be interesting. That should definitely be interesting. So, and then Sunday they play the Storm. Back on the road. What's this about? I mean, it's still on the West Coast, but we need about 3 home games in a row. That's how this gonna work for us. Like we need to get the we need to get the juices flowing. And I feel like we probably won't hit that stride on the road. Now, last season started off a little shaky, but our point guard was injured. So if we don't win these next out of the first 5 games, if we don't win 3, it's gonna look real shaky when you got your point guard and you got the MVP. So, shout out to the Aces. Shout out to Becky Hammond. I think I got confidence in Becky Hammond. I feel like, she a math scientist, so she gonna figure it out. I got confidence in Jewel Lloyd. I feel like she's a champion. Okay, she's a veteran. She's an all-star. She's gonna figure it out. But I don't need them to be figuring out game 7, game 8, game 9. Now, here's the good thing. It's 44 games this season. So, I forgot how many games last season. How many games? Okay. 44 games this season. And it's 44 games this season, and it was 40 games last season. So that gives you an extra like 4 games to kind of like figure it out. If you just, thinking about it that way, winners are not necessarily, but realists definitely are. And so when you got moving pieces, a lot of moving pieces, especially when you missing pieces and plus moving pieces, you're going to try to figure that thing out. So I think if the first 4 games we split, I'm not mad at that. And looking at the schedule, I mean, that should definitely be doable. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't split. Like I said, we lost the Liberty game. We got Connecticut tonight. Then we're gonna follow up with the Mystics and Seattle Storm. We gotta beat the Mystics. I mean, they have no answer for Asia. Not a one. They actually don't even have an answer for Jackie either. Not a one. I mean, Sykes is good, but I think Jackie's just a lot stronger and could do a lot more offensively. So that if Sykes is checking her all game, or for the majority of the game when she's on the court, she's not going to be much offensive help. And you need Sykes to give you, she going to have to average like 17 points this season. Especially by not having Amore. I mean, Amore was going to give you 15. So she's going to have to pick up the slack on the offensive side. And I think she can. I definitely think she can. I just don't, I hope it ain't this game. And I think it won't be. Okay, when they play the Aces. But so the first 4 games, Liberty, Connecticut, Mystics, and then Storm. We should be able to split that. I mean, for real, we should be able to beat Seattle. Gonna be a close game, but we definitely should be beating Connecticut. So I got us beating Connecticut and beating the Mystics, and a good opportunity to. It's gonna be a close game with Seattle. Gonna be close. Gonna be a close game. They got a lot of pieces. Gonna be close. But it's gonna be and a great coach. So they and Skylar Diggins out for blood this season. I already know Skylar Diggins out for blood this season. So, but let me tell you something. An exciting game that will be. It's on Sunday, so I'm excited. It's gonna be a good game tonight. Also tonight you have Atlanta Dream and Indiana Fever. Okay. Now the Aces game is gonna be on WNBA League Pass. If you ain't got that, what you doing? And Atlanta Dream and Indiana Fever. Obviously, it's an Indiana game, so they're gonna boost them and make sure that the Indiana team, all the teams, but Indiana Fever is going to be on your television so everybody can see. Because Caitlin Clark is definitely a draw, and the team itself is a very well constructed team with high hopes this season for going to that championship and getting that hardware. Okay. That game comes on at 7 in NBA TV. It's a lot of games tonight. And then you have the Western Conference Finals men's that starts tonight too. Okay. With SGA versus Ant-Man. It's going to be a great night for basketball. But really, we here to talk about women's sports. So tonight, you're going to have that clicker, that remote clicker ready, because you're going to have to flip from League Pass to the NBA TV app, back and forth. Now, I would have loved for both of them to be on the app, so it'd be easy for me to switch. But I do love that women's sports is changing the world and also being broadcast in more places than just the WNBA League app, because women deserve the spotlight.